Excuse me. Hello. Don't mind me. I'm just having some crow. It's really not that bad, actually, if you put the right spices and herbs on it. It's palatable. Excuse me. No, seriously. I have to eat crow. I said last week that it felt like the characters were beginning to become flanderized, standardized caricatures of their former selves, and after last week's episode, I have to reevaluate my position. So instead of talking about Discord as I was planning on doing, I am instead going to look at last week's episode, Filli Vanilli. Now I'm doing this for two main reasons, because A, it ties in perfectly to what I was talking about last week and is a good counterpoint, and B, I want to show that actually I can enjoy episodes, and that I normally only choose to talk about the ones I have a problem with. If you can't tell, I quite liked the episode. Now, it had its imperfections, which I'll discuss presently, but on the whole, I thought it was a very good episode. And I wouldn't say it was one of the best episodes of the show, but it's certainly one of the best of the season, and it would be in the top 25% for sure. So, I was pleased with the episode. Now, like I said, there were a couple things that I didn't like. In particular, the biggest thing was, while I appreciated Pinky not being the party pony, she still didn't quite seem right. She can get overexcited, but I always thought she had the common sense to not talk to Fluttershy the way she did. She knows what Fluttershy's fears are. She shouldn't be feeding them. It was said best in the Smile song. She wants to make ponies smile. That is her goal. How did she think what she was doing would make Fluttershy smile? Now, I'm probably being overly critical here. I suspect if this had come in season 2, I would have just overlooked it totally. And now, after what I'd say has been somewhat of a shaky season, I think I've become a little overly critical and cut them less slack than I would in the past. Now, I don't think that invalidates anything I've said in the past or here, but I think I might be being overly critical, so I'm willing to give them a pass there. And I will say I did appreciate her just not being the party pony. I kind of also had a problem with Fluttershy wanting to continue to perform. It doesn't seem quite in character for her. Now, I'm going to cut them a lot of slack there, cartoon logic and all that. I'm not going to argue it's showcasing her kindness, that maybe she didn't truly want to do it, but she wanted to help them. Now, based on her reactions and the way she was looking, it looks like she was enjoying herself and that she legitimately wanted to do it. So, it felt a little out of character for her, but once again, cartoon logic, I'll give it a pass. Of course, this ties into what was probably my biggest issue with the episode, which is it seems to kind of be suggesting that within every introvert is an extrovert who's just too shy to get over their introvertedness. As a bit of an introvert myself, I'm not particularly sympathetic to that message. I'm not introverted because I'm shy. I'm introverted because I'm introverted. I actually like spending time alone. I actually prefer spending time in small groups that I can connect with the people better than in big groups. That's the way I am. It's not because I'm a shy person who wants to be an extrovert. Now, I'm probably looking too deep into this, but it kind of rubs me a little bit the wrong way. But like I said, I'm not really going to hold that against it. There are some other really minor things, like Zecora's rhyming. I really noticed this in Princess Twilight Sparkle, but it seemed true here. Zecora's rhyming felt off. It's not that the rhymes didn't work, but they didn't scan quite right. This was better than in Princess Twilight Sparkle, but it still felt a little off. Very minor nitpick, though. And while I thought the motif of having Applejack say the lines and Big Mac just go, yup, yup, was funny, I think they carried it on a little bit too long. I think they should have ended it before Applejack did her big one. Now, anyone who's heard my Rarity Takes Manhattan or Simple Ways review knows that these criticisms are very small. And that's really all I had about it. There was some stuff I didn't like, in particular that Pinky problem. Overall, that was really it. Now, what did I like about it? Well, I'll admit, I came to this episode with a certain degree of intrepidation. A lot of the episodes this season have been meh to honestly not very good. And honestly, Fluttershy episodes tend to be very formulaic. Almost all of them, with a couple of exceptions like Bats, have revolved around the exact same theme. Fluttershy is shy, she's confronted by something that forces her to expand her boundaries. This episode was no different. That's exactly how the episode progressed. But they did it in a new, unique way that was fun. It was enjoyable. And in addition to them doing that overarching storyline well, they also had some great little bits there. I loved Pinky's peering at the turkey call. I loved Gummy trying to eat the turkey. Those were great background gags. As I mentioned before, I liked Pinky not being the party pony. I thought her climbing up the wall was amusing, and I certainly liked them tying back into earlier continuity. Now, that's all small fry compared to what I really liked about the episode, which was, in addition to being well written, tightly paced, it also got the characters right. I loved Rarity in this episode. This is the Rarity I remember from season 2. She wasn't the fashion pony here. She didn't mention fashion or boys once. It was her personality that I was used to, and it was nice seeing that again. They just did a great job with her. I thought she showcased her generosity better in this episode through the small acts she did than she did in the entirety of Rarity Takes Manhattan, which had an entire song called Generosity. I loved that they were breaking the stereotypes, that they were showing that no, these aren't caricatures. These are full characters with great depth. I loved that. That was great. That makes me cut them a lot of slack. Now, one episode does not mean anything. So I'm not going to say I was wrong that they are not becoming caricatures. I hope that they aren't. And this episode certainly helps me believe that maybe they aren't. But I'm going to need to see it more consistently. We're going to need to see the characters with this level of depth consistently. But it gives me room to hope. And if that is nothing else, is one reason to like the episode. So in the end, I thought it was a fun episode that showcased the characters well. So there's my take on the episode. And barring the next episode having anything noteworthy in it, I intend next week to talk about Discord. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Good day.